Hello, this is Jacques Halbronn. I continue my lectures in English on French astrology, French astrological vanguard, and I would like to speak maybe again, but it's a very important subject, a very important criterion, the relationships between men and women from the point of view of astrology, especially from the point of view of psychological astrology, and especially from the point of view of the astrology that I have created, which is called Astrological. This astrology is based on two periods which are coming alternatively, each period during about 3 years and a half. And there is a period when the relationship between women and men are very, very strong, and a period when this relationship is much more vague, I would say, and much more emancipated. The period when men and women are coming together is the period when Saturn is conjunction, which means the conjunction between Saturn and one of the 4 royal fixed stars is a signal, a strong signal for creation, for the development of couples. Sort of tropism, of tendency, programmation, which brings men and women together and create small entities, couples, families, small cells, small structures. I use deliberately the word small, as you probably know, because this period can be defined by the idea of small, when the other period, which comes afterwards, with the same length, is more connected with the idea of big. So we enter in a period of small groups, intimate groups, and in this framework of intimate groups, women are in a way dominating, because small is good for women and big is good for men in my system. So a small structure, a limited structure, is an ideal place and time for women. They don't have to confront, they don't have to be situated with a large horizon. They have a small horizon, a restricted horizon, a reduced horizon, and it's better for them. On the other hand, there is a rejection of the idea of transnational general process. Everything which will deny this legitimacy of small structures will be, of course, rejected and diabolized and considered as an evil. So each period has its own idea of what is evil. For the period where small is good, evil is big. For a period where when big is good, small is bad. And you can check that in the life of women, in the life of couples. You will see that couples are strengthened by the moment of the conjunction of Saturn with one of the 4 big stars, while they are weakened about 45 degrees afterwards, just average, when Saturn is at the midpoint between two fixed stars. It's not exactly distant from 90 degrees, but between 80 and 100 degrees. So basically, we'll say that, but we have to be very strict about the degrees. So this is a general representation of this. And when Saturn loses its connection with the fixed stars, when it is at the middle between two fixed stars, so it is more or less free from the signals of the fixed stars, then comes the time of man. Comes the time of the domination of men upon women. Which means, actually, that astrology, the astrological system of Saturn, if I understand well, is created to permit the women to dominate men. And it is when this system is not as strong, as powerful, that men have their revenge in a way. And they can do what they want to do. In fact, the astrological system, according to me, at the level of my research, the stage of my research now, the astrological system has been created to prevent men from going too far and from getting too much power. So it is a system which protects women against men by creating this signal which will divide mankind in an extraordinary great number of entities, which will create a certain form of immobility, of stagnation, because you cannot see very far. You can only see in the neighborhood, in the vicinity, in the proximity. The period of Saturn conjunct with Mars is not very good for getting a large prospect and large understanding of what happens. There are too many walls, too many frontiers, too many differences that one loses the idea of the general pattern. And the idea of the general pattern reappears when Saturn has, in a way, is not anymore connected with the fixed stars. The fixed stars are, in fact, the basis of the astrological system, and they are the big brother, in a way, of the astrological system. When Saturn is connected with one of the fixed stars, mankind is under control and cannot go very far and very quickly. But the system doesn't work all the time, so after a certain time of 3 years and a half, after the conjunction, which is an average, then mankind returns to its capacity progressively, to its original faculty of understanding globally, generally things, and not just by according to a small angle or point of view. So that's what I wanted to say today, and obviously to understand, to divide, to distinguish between men and women is an essential state, an essential element for astrology. Astrology could be defined in a certain way by the study of the evolution of women, because in fact, which is also a theory, hypothesis. We know that women are very much sensitive to the moon, and I think they are our connection of mankind with the cosmos. Cosmos is something strange to us. Cosmos, the planets, although I don't think that the planets have an influence on us, but I think that the cosmos has been instrumentalized to give signals to mankind, to women, which are totally arbitrary signals in the case. A signal is a signal, it's a language, it's a code. And so this system has been created to control man. And I always refer, I'm sorry to refer myself all the time to that, to the episode of the Babel Tower. When you read this text, it says, well, we, which means the Elohim, I don't know what sort of God, we are preoccupied by the possibility for man to go too far, to create a tower which will go too far, too high. So we are going to destroy it. And so men will be divided into nations, into languages, and they will not be united. That will be handicapped against their pretensions and ambitions. So we could call astrology the Babel system in a way. The Babel initiative, the Babel whatever you want to call it. Thank you.